Hey, welcome back to the Gadget Spot.
We're back without Owen.
Oh, we lost our vanilla wafer.
We're 1-0
Yeah.
short.
I asked my wife today, who do you think I think is the funniest person on this show? And she said, yourself?
Oh.
And it was really embarrassing.
She really gets you. You know that?
I was going to say Owen,
She really does.
but she assumed I think so highly of myself.
All right, this is the Gadget Spot where we talk about tech gadgets and video games, and we're going to kick off the introductions with our guest panelist today, Landon.
Hey, that's me. Glad to be here, guys.
It's good to have you. Thanks for coming.
Was that it, Landon? You didn't want to pip your Twitter handle?
Oh, no, not at all.
What about any of your gaming handles, where we can find you online, what your address is, social security number, credit card numbers, anything like that?
Yeah, I'll share all that with you. Just let me go find it real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, it's normal for our guests to do that, so
Perfect.
just a heads up.
Perfect.
We just
Okay,
need a
well-
social, nothing else.
While he's looking for his information, we'll move on to Jarron.
Hi, I'm Jarron. You can find me on Twitter at Jarron. And you can find our Gadget Spot Twitter account at Real Gadget Spot. It's been a while since we've pimped that. That is our account, right? Real Gadget Spot?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. So follow us on Twitter. We sometimes tweet, and we always post when a new episode is out. And we like to respond to things too. So
Well, and honestly, if you want to find us anywhere else, just head over to gadgetspot.net. That literally has every one of our hookup points.
He's got
said
all
that
the
right,
hookup
right?
points. He's James.
What's up, guys? My name's James. You can catch me here, obviously, because you're already here. Sorry if that sounded aggressive. You can catch me on kind of Twitter. I came back to Instagram today, so I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to stay away.
wait, you were gone from Twitter?
Do you not read my tweets? Sometimes I tweet at you.
Jarron, do you have him muted?
No, not James.
He's
Never-
not muted.
never
He's just
James.
not followed.
You know what? I don't want to finish my intro. He ruined it.
No, I follow you.
He ruined it. Okay, I'll keep on. Or you can catch me on Modern Warfare. That whole weaning thing off didn't happen for me. I'm finding that I have like an addiction to like that.
Yeah.
Hence
it's
the
fun.
whole like trying to get off of social media and video games. But you can
It
catch me on
feels like
there.
it feels like there's always something you're addicted to, whether it be RimWorld, Modern Warfare, just something.
I think
It
at this
doesn't-
point,
It also doesn't help that I'm enabling him in his addiction.
Destiny.
it's like, oh, we can't say Destiny. That's the ex-girlfriend. Yeah, it doesn't help that now with Modern Warfare, I actually have like a group-ish that I play with, and so they enable my bad behavior.
You guys
I'm
have
really
a
glad that they're not
regiment?
into drugs. Yes.
Ooh,
Yep.
I want to be on your regiment.
Yeah, Springville Red Devil, Spidevil,
Oh.
for short.
Maybe
for the
maybe
tag.
I don't.
I'm gonna take off my shirt. It is so hot. I don't have pants on right now. I can't. I look at Jarron's hair and it just makes me hot, but not for the sexy
Whoa.
reason. For the way that it just looks like it.
Let's try and keep
It's-
this PG-13, fellas.
It's like
so hot.
wearing a scarf all the freaking time. Oh my goodness. I have it up in a ponytail right now. I've never really done this, but it's just so hot that I have no choice.
Yeah, I started to put our videos that we're doing because we've been Zoom conferencing now for probably like 3-4 months.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to put them up on YouTube. So go check out our YouTube channel. Just search Gadget Spot. It's super easy. Or we have a Google number, by the way. And Tony, why don't you explain what we're doing with that?
This was your,
Yeah, you hadn't
this
been
was
paying
your
attention
idea.
with what I wanted to do with that. Yeah, I just wanted to check and make sure and buy a
I
little
mean,
bit of
I
time
can't.
while I pull up our number.
I can if you want me to.
No. The
But-
damage has been done.
I figured you'd want to talk about your cool new idea.
Yeah. So in a last-ditch effort to try to communicate and to open some dialogue with our listeners, I have made a Google Voice number, and it has a voicemail set up to where we're going to be playing back your messages if you guys call in. The number is 801
Keep going.
742.
So it's
10
74742.
No. 801
Did I hear a niner in there?
7 4
This is longer than 10
801
digits.
742 1093.
Nailed it.
Just give us a call. Try to keep the message short and sweet, just like you do with an email. But like, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you want to just say like how awesome I am, or if I need to take my shirt off because it's so freaking hot in my office right now, just let me know. We have a message, but the reason why we're recording a little bit later than normal, which you guys wouldn't know that because you only pay attention to your own lives, is because I couldn't get my board hooked up enough time. But next week we'll start playing voice messages because we have one to play.
Yes.
Yep.
That was my long intro. Also, why did I go second?
No,
No,
you
I
went
went
third.
Oh,
You
and
went
we have
third.
a host. His name is Tony.
Hi, I'm the Toast. Check me out on Twitter at QuadTTony or on The Geek Show. That's my intro.
Tony,
Perfect.
can you angle your camera
when
down just a little bit?
You know, when we want the listeners to be succinct on the messages, the voicemails they send us, it's like my intro, not like James's. Like mine.
I don't get it.
That's okay. We're going to keep going. Let's see. We need to give a shout out to our awesome Patreon backers because they give us our some tips, some digital tips from a digital tip jar, and keep this podcast able to purchase equipment and such.
Yes, it rebuilds the train each week since it's a train wreck each
they
week.
enable-
Ho,
Oh, dang it, Jarron.
ho. So if you donate $6 or more, we read your name on the show. So if you go to patreon.com/GadgetSpot, you can do it there. And so big shout out and thank you to AJ Jasper, David Broshinsky, Austin Beauregard, and Aaron Young.
There you go.
There we go. Josh Dorius, Brian J. Vander Zowen III, Aaron Langford, Crod Gilbert, Dick Messerly, Splinter Hardware, Adam Hecht, Ryan Baker, Aaron Faulkner, Joe, Adam Foote. I wonder what Tom thinks of Jarron's Fabio-esque, Flowing Locks, Ryan, Michael Beck, Wiffleball Tony, Conrad Southworth, Matthew Bailey, V for Valentine, and Twyman. Thank you, guys.
Every one of you guys should call us in. Leave a message, and we'll play it back on the show. 801-742-1093, or it's on gadgetspot.net.
So they're giving us money and they have to talk to us? I don't think that's a
I
good
just
deal.
want to talk to them just in general. I don't have their phone numbers. They haven't given them to me.
Not yet.
Yeah.
All right.
Great job, Patreon guys. Let's give a shout out to Biobidet as well. Biobidet.com. Use code GadgetSpot and get 10% off your purchase of something that cleans your butt with water.
Hey,
'Cause
Tony,
there's no better way to clean it.
Have you ever wanted a shiny hiney?
Every day of my life
How do you get that shiny hiney?
with a bidet.
Wow. Is there a way that we can get it for cheaper?
I just went over all this information, James.
I know. I'm trying to spruce it up. This is what we call spicing it up.
Start at the beginning, not
You
after I've
jet
already
it
done it.
You added
Oh.
spices after it was already cooked, man. That doesn't work.
Well, I was salting it.
Too much salt.
And
So
too late.
salty.
You can't see under my desk, can you? I'm
Too
now kind of
much.
paranoid that you can see me in my underwear.
Too much, too late.
In the mirrors we can.
Nope. Okay.
All right. Let's see. Do we have any emails this week?
Yeah, we got two. We got a short one and a long one. I'll do the short one first. The long one's good, and we'll get to it in a bit.
All right.
Well, when I say long one, people like tune out, but I want to say it's good because it is good. It's good content.
Is the short one good too?
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
sounded
it's
like
good.
you were
Short
short
both
ones
settling.
are always good.
It's good.
Okay.
It's good.
Long one's good. We'll do the first one to get out of the way. Short one.
Yeah,
I mean, as long as it's good.
I mean, it's from Lang,
Oh,
and
so
we
you know
love
it's good.
Lang, so we know it's good. I don't have to say it's good because we know it's good.
He's a
and
good
it's
guy.
the short one. Yeah.
'Cause it's good.
So he says, first off, does the voicemail work?
Well, kind of.
Yeah,
James
halfway
is
works.
still
Listen,
figuring
I
that
have
out.
a board, and I'm trying to hook it up to my board. You can
Yeah,
see
they
that
can't.
if you
They
catch
can't
it on
see-
YouTube.
Oh, that's right. On YouTube, they can see that. Okay.
He says, I tried it with no response last week. Yes.
Well, you're not going to get one this week either.
Hold on. Let me see if it was actually him.
No. Yeah, it was. I listened to it. Second, if you could have any vehicle from any video game in real life, what one would it be and why?
Well,
Better Lang.
vehicle? I mean, I
Yes.
choose Battlestar Galactica if I can choose
No,
any
from a
vehicle.
video game.
Oh, video
game.
There's been a Battlestar Galactica game.
I don't know. A pod racer from Star Wars Pod Racer sounds pretty fun.
The Warthog from Halo has got to be a contender, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
but it has to
Only-
be Halo
yeah.
1.
Yes, Halo 1 because it's
Right.
indestructible. Yeah.
Right.
And bouncy.
It's like a
I
buggy.
would- Okay, so video games, eh? Let me think for a minute. I would probably pick Sanctuary 3 from Borderlands 3.
Oh, you nerd.
Why?
I changed my answer.
Why? Because it's a whole starship.
So
Okay.
help me, James. If you steal my answer,
I want the Banshee from Halo. Ever since we said Halo, because you lay down and it just feels comfortable.
The Banshee feels so fun to fly too. I like the controls of the Banshee.
I like how it does backflips as if it's in the X Games.
Yeah.
The other thing too, though, what about? I think the Millennium Falcon is overrated in terms of flying it.
No, I agree.
I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a fun
I
living
completely
space.
agree.
But
Yeah.
before Han took over.
I think Jarron is going to say the Jeep from Uncharted 4.
oh,
I'm going to Google
Yeah,
that.
I do like Jeeps. You got it, Tony.
I nailed it.
100%.
I knew it.
Ooh,
All right.
that's a pretty looking Jeep. But you
I
don't.
know,
Does
right?
it do anything? Does it fly?
No,
It rolls
it's-
through mud really good.
Did it get a
It-
movie deal that's never going to get picked up?
And it has a winch.
It was part of the movie deal that never got picked up. Yes.
No, the movie got delayed because of COVID.
Yes. Yeah.
COVID. COVID is ruining everything.
It was because of COVID. Sure. Yeah, that's why.
Also, why would
Not
they
because
start
it's
with
on
Tom
its-
Holland?
Not because it's on its 9th director.
Hey, you be nice.
directors
Ever
aren't
done
important.
anything mean to you?
Does it have more or less directors than the Flashpoint at this point?
More. Oh, definitely more.
Really?
Yeah,
sure.
I think the
Is it
Flash.
just-
I think the Flash has gone through 3, maybe 4 directors. I wasn't joking when I said Uncharted movies had, I think, 7. I was exaggerating a little bit, but I think it's gone
I
through
don't
7
think it's
directors.
7. I think it's more like 5.
No.
At
Hold
that
on.
point,
Still
wouldn't
too
it-
many.
Yeah,
wouldn't they
it's
just
a
get a
lot.
many
new
directors.
script? Like, why would you just get a new script?
I don't know. That's a good question. All right. Well, thanks for writing in, Lang. Did we get? So we got.
Oh, you're right. 7.
Nailed it. And then, did
And-
everyone give an answer? So you said Banshee. Jarron said Jeep. Landon said Warthog. Is that correct?
yeah,
I
that's
want to
correct.
think about it a
Okay.
little bit more. Come
And
back
I
to
said,
me.
and I said Sanctuary 3 from Borderlands. You guys can all put your vehicles inside my vehicle. Mine's a lot
Ooh.
bigger.
Can you pilot it by yourself?
Well, I got a teddy bear with microchip in it that pilots it for me, voiced by Ice Cube.
Is that in Borderlands 3?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
no wonder
Ice
you
Cube
played
in
that 7
Borderlands?
times.
Is it Ice Cube or Ice Tea?
Uh-oh.
I suck.
Really? In this
Either
troubling time
way,
right now, Tony?
I'm really
Really?
thirsty.
It's the one that was on Law and Order.
What do you mean the one? I don't understand. What do you
The
mean the
ice,
one that was
the
in-
ice fellow that was on Law and Order.
Is it water tea? Rick and Morty.
All right, other email. We got
Yes.
one from Dylan Larson. He says,
Nice.
Gadget Spot. Longtime listener of y'all, Geek Show and Mediocre Show. Love to hear you name drop those guys last show. I've been listening to them for almost 7 years now. I've been really enjoying your show.
It was Ice Tea, by the way. Ice Tea.
Well, of course we're going to
So
name
glad.
drop Geek Show. This is
I think
kind
he's
of
talking
a
mediocre
unofficial
show.
spin-off of Geek Show, but I
I
don't
think he's
I don't
talking
know Geek
mediocre show.
Yeah, name drop mediocre show. Boom. Okay, keep going.
As a first-time homeowner and newcomer to computer gaming, I find your content both entertaining and insightful. Thank you. I'm reaching out
Boom.
to ask your opinion on what PC I should purchase to complete my new home office/gaming station. Essentially, anything will be an upgrade from my current 13-inch MacBook Pro, circa 2013 to 2014. Yeah, for
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
I'm currently gaming on an Xbox One, and I've decided to invest in a PC this year instead of upgrading to a PS5 or Xbox Series X.
Oh,
I've really enjoyed playing games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Jedi Fallen Order, Borderlands 3, and Kerbal Space Program. I'd like to be able to play those and any new titles as they come out on my new PC. The computer will be paired with my current monitor, which has FreeSync. I invested in this monitor this past Christmas with the intention of pairing it with a new computer this year.
nice.
He's looked at a lot of different brands, HP Omen, iBuyPower, etc., as well as building his own. He's settled on the following spec. It's an Alienware R10.
Okay.
So it's a Ryzen
R10 is a
5.
Ryzen one.
Yeah, Ryzen 5 3500,
Okay.
RX 5700 video card, 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gig NVMe plus 2 terabyte spinny drive, and Wi-Fi 6. And so that's pretty much it. My questions are: do you think the Ryzen 5 CPU with the Radeon RX 5700 GPU is sufficient for my needs? I'd like to get into games like Control, The Last of Us 2, which is sadly PlayStation exclusive, so you won't be able to play that on it.
Yeah.
etc., as well as home office type work. I don't edit video or audio, or don't ever plan to. I do run fluid dynamics / geological / reservoir mechanics simulations. That sounds cool. You know, I was going to be a geologist at one point. Then I sold my soul and became an accountant. Anyway, for work that I have never needed to do so on my personal computer. How big of a difference is there between 2666 megahertz RAM versus 3200 or higher? Is the 550 watt PSU too small? How much of a premium am I paying for the Alienware name? What would be another solid option for a pre-built PC with AMD GPU at or under the 1500 price point?
I would say Alienware's a decent brand to go with. I like their price to performance for the most part, and they don't skimp on things like the PSU and stuff like that. They usually use good quality parts. Stay away from iBuyPower. At least back in the day when I was looking at them, they used some crappy motherboards and power supplies. But that computer that he described, I'd say the only thing I would maybe think about bumping up is maybe go to the 8-core AMD, because he's talking about a 6-core with the 3600. Right?
I agree with that, because the new consoles will be an 8-core Ryzen.
You want at least parity.
3 chip. So yeah, developers are going to be shooting to that spec now. So you want to match that.
But if you want to stick with AMD graphics cards, 5700 or 5700 XT is your top of the game on AMD. So you're good there.
My opinion, though, AMD is going to be releasing new GPUs this year, and it's kind of late.
It depends on how long he wants to wait, because we still don't know when they're going to release those.
Right. If you can wait, I would wait. From what I've heard, they're going to release them before they release the new consoles. So you would either get the 5700 for a lot cheaper, or you can get a much better GPU with ray tracing when those come out.
Yep. You're not wrong, but if you need it now, it's not a bad option.
Yeah.
And you always could buy it now and then just sell your 5700 and then put it toward a new graphics card. I would say 550 watt is a little low on the PSU though. I would say go 650 or 750 watt.
Go 850.
I mean,
Got a lot.
Just
go
depends
full
on
1,000. Just full 1,000. Guess what? You can do other things with it too, Tony. If you want, you can plug other things, and then you got more power.
That is correct.
Yep.
That's
Bet
how
you
it
didn't
works.
think about that.
If you ever want to upgrade your GPU down the road,
Yeah, you're going to want to be
more
more than 550.
Yeah,
Unless Elon Musk gets involved.
I got a lower spec PSU a few years ago when I built my mining PC, which I turned into a gaming PC, and I kind of regretted it because I had to upgrade it later because I was having issues with it. So yeah, it's never a bad idea to upgrade that PSU.
Yep.
So you basically used the crap out of that, and then you were surprised when it didn't want to serve you anymore.
Yeah, that's not inaccurate.
All right. Apparently, I stumbled into the right answer right there. Awesome.
Go James.
Yes.
So,
Once
yeah.
an episode.
I would say then to wrap it up, get an 8-core CPU and bump up that power supply. Or if you can, wait for the new GPUs.
Just
Right?
wait for the new
Right?
GPU. Show a little
Hear,
bit of
hear.
willpower to stop.
Landon, anything to add?
Oh no, that's perfect. I'm a console guy myself, so I'm just gonna get the new Xbox.
You're the gaming version of Landlocked.
Another
Pretty much.
thing to consider, new consoles will have ultra-fast SSDs, and I don't know if a spinny drive would be. I don't know.
I had that thought earlier.
So he's going to have a 512 solid state, which is pretty good. But games these days can get pretty dang big pretty fast.
Yeah. So that the spinny hard drive definitely good for like a game collection, but we're not really sure yet if new games would support a spinny drive that will be coming out over the next few years.
Luckily, upgrading a hard drive is really easy.
Yeah.
So if you need to toss another, just make sure the motherboard has another NVMe slot, and you're good to go. You can add another NVMe drive later on. Well, thanks for writing in, and we look forward to any other emails that we get sent.
Or voicemails that we get sent.
That's right.
And if you want to send us a voicemail, it's 801-742-1093, or just go to gadgetspot.net. I put it in big, bold letters right up on top.
That'd be cool if we can get a phone number that's like Gadget or something like that. 99 Gadget.
It is. That spells Gadget.
I don't think I believe him.
Yeah, the
Try
0
it out.
and the 1 in that number with no alphabet assigned to those. Yeah, that would really work.
That makes it
Forgot
hard.
You're a number nerd. Dang it.
He looks at phone tiles, phone keys.
You win today, Jarron.
Stupid T9. All right, let's see. We got some good stuff to talk about today. Quite a bit of news from Apple, and we got some Microsoft news, some Star Wars news.
And we got some suitcase news that I just added.
some suitcase news.
Yeah, dead people in suitcase news.
And the most important piece of information, though, that we didn't have last week, that we do have this week, is also the saddest piece of information. Raise a glass. Cyberpunk is being delayed yet again to November.
I read that, and I don't even think about myself anymore. I think about you, Tony. I'm sorry. I think about, like, I'm going to buy it, but, like, as soon as I saw that, my first thought wasn't, dang it. It was, poor Tony.
Yeah, me too, actually. I don't even think about myself when I read anything about Cyberpunk. It's Tony's game.
I'm so excited for that game. And let's be honest. I'll be totally upfront honest. I do get sad when I see those delays. Hopefully this is the last one. But if it makes the game better at launch, I'm okay with that.
If it avoids crunch time for developers,
That's
also would be a good
another
thing.
thing. Yeah,
Yes.
I also like to support that, avoiding crunch time for devs.
Having been a video game developer in a past life,
What,
that's a
really?
big deal. Yeah,
That's cool.
when I first, like 10 years ago, I developed one game for the Wii. So don't get too excited. But yeah,
Oh, I'm excited.
For that
Game.
crunch time thing, meeting milestones is a real deal, and it sucks. I've pulled many all-nighters trying to meet milestones on a video game before, and it's not fun.
What game did you make?
Oh, it was a Bigfoot racing. It was garbage, just pure, unadulterated garbage. It was so bad. It was one of those sponsored things. Like we were just taking all their money and making the crappiest game at the same
Make
time.
like a Bigfoot racing game for Jack
Yes,
Links.
that's exactly what it was. It was awful. Oh, it was so bad.
Was it for Jack Links? The
It was for the Bigfoot racing company. Yeah,
Oh, I've never heard of Bigfoot racing.
it's a monster truck, and it was
okay. I was thinking like the Animal Man. Bigfoot.
We had taken. I think I can talk about all this now. It's been 10 years.
Yeah, why
we had
not?
taken this kart racing engine developed by a local game studio in Salt Lake and like morphed it into Bigfoot's racing, like monster truck racing. And as you can imagine, a go-kart's a small little thing, right?
Yeah.
Trying to make a go-kart racing engine or simulator engine feel like a monster truck. It's a bad idea. Just the whole game was just bad.
Ouch.
But anyway, I
wanna
get to say
play
that
it
I was
so
a
bad.
game developer, which makes me sound cooler than I am.
Yeah, you sound cool.
You sound really
So-
cool.
There you go.
Well, there you go.
Ooh.
There's my claim to fame.
Bigfoot racing.
That was so bad. Don't Google it. Don't do it. I promise you, nothing good will happen.
Are you in the credits, like at the end of the game?
Yeah, I think I am.
Well, he would be, I would assume. Yeah.
Hey, sweetie.
So yeah, Cyberpunk got delayed to November, which I was trying to get my hands on one of those Xbox One X Cyberpunk editions, and I just decided to give up completely because it's coming out at the same time as the Series X and the PS5. So why bother trying to get a system
Yeah.
for it that's already?
I was wondering the whole time. Is it Bigfoot King of Crush?
No, it was okay. I'll embarrass myself and I'll find it. Hold on.
Yes.
I don't even think you've told me this.
Hold on. I'll find
Bigfoot
it.
Collision
I'll find
Course?
it. That's it. That's the one.
His deep shame.
Shame.
What is
This is one of those things I usually can drop in passing and no one fact checks me. But now in retrospect, I'm learning that I'm going to be fact checked now, and it's just not a good thing. And the graphics are so bad, and the gameplay was just so bad. The reviews were all bad.
Did it use motion controls?
now.
Yes,
Oh,
it did.
no.
It was for the original Wii, and it was so bad.
Woo, boy. PlayStation graphics look better than that.
Oh yeah,
Ouch.
it was like 64, like N64 type graphics. It was.
Did you at least make good money? Because apparently it sounds like you sold out.
Yeah, oh yeah, big time sellout. And I mean, this was like one of my like first like career type things I ever did. So yeah, at the time it was great money, especially for how old I was and what I was doing. It was great.
Nice.
That's cool experience though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but I definitely learned that I did not want to be a video game dev because
Except for the crunch
it's a
time.
lot of work and it's really hard.
Yep.
But
Have to
Anyway.
be really. It's kind of like, I mean, as lame as it sounds. Maybe this is a bad comparison, but I after reading so many accounts of game developers just basically going through hell to get games out, it's like you have to
Yep.
you have to be passionate about developing a game, just like teachers have to be passionate about teaching. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, game developers probably get compensated much better than teachers in general, but
Yeah. Well, I've always tried to support the indie developers ever since then, even more because like those guys do all of it by themselves, right?
Yeah.
When I did this game, I was lucky enough to have a whole graphics department that their whole job was making the 3D models and stuff. That's all they did, and then us on the programming side just took those and implemented them, and actually could focus on the programming stuff. But these indie studios, these one-man shops, I have mad respect for, just mad props to those guys because it's a lot of work and it's hard to get the game right. And to develop a game that people actually like to play.
absolutely.
Yeah, there was a documentary that came out a couple of years ago that featured the guys that made Meat Man,
Super Meat Boy?
Super Meat Boy, and then whatever fish guy that made Fez, and then one more, and I forget what
Fish
the last
guy?
one.
Like
Yeah,
a-
Phil Fish, I think his name, the guy that developed
Oh,
Sounds
Fez?
right. Something like
the guy that
yeah.
like rage quit his career.
Yeah.
Yeah, and gosh dang it, James, don't bring stuff up unless you know what you're talking about. Hold on, I'll circle back to it, but there's a really really good documentary that talks about game development and breaks it down on like a personal level because it goes with Super Meat Boy. It's when it releases on Xbox and it shows them day to day and like how much they end up making and if they get featured and stuff like that.
another interesting documentary which doesn't really show the plight of developers. It kind of shows the rosier side of things, but it's the God of War making of documentary that Sony put on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's,
They showed
that's really
a-
interesting.
They showed a little bit of the crunch stuff,
Yeah.
but not very much. You could, I would be really curious to see what an unfiltered look into that development cycle would have been like. But it worked for them. I mean, they put out one of the best games in the last 10 years.
System seller right there.
Yeah.
Oh, and video games are one of the most profitable industries. I mean, when I was doing it, the video game industry made more money than the movie industry, and what was the other one? Like combined, it was insane how much money that the video game industry makes comparatively, just gobs more.
Oh yeah. You talk about the the big devs like your Rockstars and your Bungies and stuff and Activision. They just make just insane amounts of money. But they also invest a lot of money into those games.
The first $1 billion game was NBA Jam, and that was clear back in the early
This
90s.
is Super Nintendo.
And it's only grown since then.
Yep.
So that's crazy.
So apparently it's called Indie Game the Movie, which is pretty straightforward. You can probably get it on Prime Video, iTunes, YouTube.
What's the
It's
name
really
of
good.
that? What's the name of that movie about indie games? I can't remember.
It's called Indie Game. Oh, I see what you did.
All right, let's keep.
I hope you step in dog poop and you don't realize it. I wish that upon you. Wish.
Whoa, that's
Well, if
pretty
I
cool.
never realize it, then it won't bother me.
No. But other people it'll bother, and you'll feel bad because
And since
You
he doesn't take his
interrupted
shoes
their
off
day.
in his house, it's
No,
going to
wait.
be all over that carpet.
I do take
I
my shoes
forgot
off
that
in
you
my
don't-
house.
I don't either, so
Oh, I do because my carpet's nice
Oh.
and plush, and so it feels good on my feetsies. All right, let's keep talking about games. We got to talk about Star Wars Squadrons because that looks awesome.
Oh, this looks so cool on so many levels. It's I linked the YouTube trailer here, but it's really like the first. It didn't look too space simmy to me, but it's definitely less arcadey than like
Rogue
what were those?
Squadron.
Yeah, Rogue Squadron.
Yeah,
So
you
it
take
looks a
that
little
back.
Those were
Rogue
good
Squadron
games.
was awesome.
it's
But
not a
it-
bad thing. Rogue
this one
Squadron's
you're-
just more arcadey. That's all.
Yeah, this one you're actually in space. You have teams of 5, and you're playing against another team of 5 for the multiplayer. There's also a single player campaign. They say it's a little bit shorter maybe like let me check that out here. You just surprised me, Tony. I didn't have it up.
Is it shorter than 5 hours?
No, it's longer than 5 hours. So there's a single player campaign, but it seems like what they're really pushing is the multiplayer here.
Yeah,
and
for sure, from the videos, yeah.
Graphics look great. It looks a lot of fun. The whole game's going to be in VR as well as a choice. It's not mandatory VR, but it'll support PlayStation VR and then, of course, PC VR. So that can be really interesting.
I think that's probably going to be the prettiest VR game that they've put out so far. Well, I mean, it's hard to compare it to like Half-Life Alyx because it's a super different style of game.
Yeah.
But think of putting on a headset, sitting in your office chair, and being able to look around and turn around and see like you're inside of an X-Wing cockpit.
It sounds so cool.
And there's no HUD either. Everything you need to know about what your ship's doing and everything is on the instrument cluster. So there's no like heads-up display taking up the corners of your screen or anything. It's all realistic like that. That's whether you're playing in VR or not.
Yeah. I tried doing that with Elite Dangerous, and it's awesome. It's hard. It's really, really hard. I feel like you can still play with like a regular controller, but like it'll be a lot better if you have like the console set up.
And I don't think the motion sickness will be too bad because you're in the cockpit and you can see it's stationary all around you since it's cockpit. So I'm hoping the motion sickness won't be too bad. There's an option for bots, so you can play multiplayer against bots. It's multi-stage. So you go in, take out some capital ships, go in and take out the main starship after that, and so there's like different checkpoints you have to do.
It's like a push-pull kind of a multiplayer. There's also just regular team deathmatch too.
Yeah. Yep. So it should come out this fall, and one of the coolest parts is they're only expecting $40 from it. It's not a $60 game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so EA is like being very weird lately. They're putting out all their games on Steam. They're not doing microtransactions in Star Wars Squadrons or Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
I was going to say, you didn't mention that Squadrons has 0 microtransactions. Anything you unlock for your ship, you have to unlock it by playing.
I think the backlash from Battlefront 2 really scared them. Yeah. Because ever since then, they've been kind of on good behavior to me.
Yeah, it'll take another 5 or 6 years before they slide back into their devious ways, I bet.
Go back to the dark side.
Uh-huh.
And what they did with the Command & Conquer reboot as well was really cool. They're only charging $20 for that. They released the code so people can mod it. It's just they're being good.
Yeah, it's really weird.
People.
I'm super excited for this game. Probably the most look forward to game this fall for me personally.
Oh wow, you were very excited for that.
I loved X-Wing and TIE Fighter growing up. I played those games to death.
Speaking of, go ahead.
I was just going to say it's good to see a game that isn't a first-person shooter. It's kind of
and it's been a long time since they've released any space sims. I mean, Rogue Squadron was on. The last Rogue Squadron was on Wii U, or was it just Wii?
I think it's Wii.
Yeah, so it's been 10 years plus since they've released a. Well, I mean, you had a version of it, I guess, in Battlefront 2 where you could play as the ships for a couple of levels.
Yeah, and that was a bit more arcadey. It's the same company that did that developed the space sim in Battlefront 2 is doing Star Wars Squadrons.
This seems more simulator-y than arcadey.
Whatever, man. I just want more Pikmin. I know it's not on the subject, but if we're talking about wants, that's what I want. I want Pikmin.
Someday, James. Someday.
I want all the Pikmin, all the yellow ones.
I'm with you, James.
I love Pikmin. I love those little guys. That's the closest I'm going to get to Lemmings.
I loved Lemmings. It's so fun.
Right.
Speaking of games that look good coming out this fall, this one's been kind of a sleeper for me because I didn't have any faith in it, but the Avengers game, they had a big deal about it on IGN.com today where they showed off a whole bunch more gameplay and story video and stuff like that. And it looks really cool.
They still look like the Western Family Avengers.
Well,
Yeah.
I can't get over that. It's
welcome
weird.
to comic books, man. I mean, every time you change artist, you have to get used to the new artistic style.
I
It's
refuse.
just how it works.
No.
But in comic books, I don't know. I
Passive
accept
protest.
it a bit more. I don't know. I don't know why. It just they look weird.
I thought did you watch the video that I posted too?
Yeah, I watched it.
I thought they looked a lot better than they did last year when they were showing them off.
Thor
still
looked
not
okay.
Chris Evans.
He
Thor
looked-
to me looks the weirdest. He looks
He-
like
he
he
looked
belongs on the
almost
front
exactly
of a cereal
like-
box.
He looked almost exactly like Chris Evans. Are you kidding me?
No,
Chris Hemsworth, you mean?
Or yeah, Chris Hemsworth. Sorry.
I said what I said.
I think
They
the
didn't-
really weird looking ones was Black Widow and Captain America.
Captain America, yeah. Well, here's the problem I think that everyone had with Captain America was he looked fat, but it's body armor.
No,
He's
he looked thick with a K. You know what I mean?
Well, anyway, check out this video. It looks cool, you jerks.
Hey guys, Tony doesn't agree with us. He thinks it looks great.
I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't have much faith that it'll be awesome, but I think at this point it looks cool just because
Let's get
video-
Captain Crunch Thor in over here.
superhero video games are really hard to nail down. I think there's only been a few that have been that good, and I think all of them are Batman. Oh, Spider-Man. And
I'm sorry, Spider-Man? Yeah.
I couldn't get into Spider-Man. I tried.
That's crazy, man. Crazy
Yeah.
talk. It was so good. But yeah, that looks pretty cool. Check out the video for that. Comes out in September, and it looks like the game's going to kind of revolve around Kamal. What was her name? She's the new Miss Marvel.
Kamala Khan?
Kamala Khan. Yeah, I kept wanting to say Kamala Harris, and I'm like, no, she's a politician.
I thought you were going to say Kamala,
not right.
come on, a chameleon.
But yeah, she's kind of, and it looks like it has something to do with. It almost looks like an alternate, like it's like an alternate timeline after the first Avengers movie, and instead of the world embracing the Avengers, they're all afraid of the Avengers and the people with superpowers.
That
And
kind of
so-
sounds cool, actually.
Yeah, and so
I
you
can
have
get behind that.
you have AIM in this one is the big bad guy who's headed up by MODOK, and
Freaking love MODOK.
and his thing in the video that the story video that they released today is he wants to get rid of anyone that has superpowers because they're a threat to normal humans, and he even says even if it takes getting rid of myself in the end. And he's like, wow, it just looks cool. And AIM, how often do you get to see AIM do anything cool in a game?
Next to
AIM?
never.
Almost never, yeah.
The chat from
No,
AOL?
different AIM. This is AIM stands for Advanced Idea Mechanics.
never heard of him.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, looks cool. I hope it's good. I really hope it's good. The company making it isn't the same team that did the Tomb Raider reboots.
Yeah, I think
So,
so.
I
Square
mean,
Enix.
Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal, I think, are tag team in this one.
Could
And
they
they're both-
make a
they're
more
both really
evil
good.
sounding company?
Crystal Dynamics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It sounds like a
Something-
company. It sounds like a company that makes like nonsensical commercials like Viridian Dynamics.
just because
like
there's
we're
the word
here-
dynamics in it.
Health, tranquility,
No,
happiness,
I love
babies.
Better Off Ted. It's so good.
Why did that show get canceled? That
don't
still
know.
blows
It was
my mind.
ahead of its time. People
It
just
is
weren't ready
so
for its
good.
greatness.
I think Trump hated it, so it's gone.
There's a better example of terrible names for companies that sound scary. It's your natural gas company that you're all a part of, including myself, Dominion
Oh.
Energy.
That's true.
Dude,
Yep.
was there no focus group for that? They're like,
Seriously. Well, I remember getting the email that says Questar is now becoming Dominion. I was like, oh, this does not sound good.
no, that
No.
sounds like they are like in charge of a bunch of spaceships that don't have any definitive features about them. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's all just like flat surfaces, no curves. Wait, isn't
Yeah.
that the name of the bad guys from
Deep Space Nine,
Yep.
Yeah.
the
Yep.
Dominion. Yeah.
I was thinking Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but I'm glad you tied that together for me.
Hey, you're welcome.
We did it.
Here for you, James.
Also, video game related, we have Crash Bandicoot 4 was announced.
Yeah. It's made by the people who did the Spyro remix trilogy reboot.
But
Well,
this
not
is
really a reboot.
This is
remaster.
a new game, though, right?
This is a brand new game. They are pretending that the Crash Bandicoot sequels after 3 don't exist.
Wasn't there like 4 of them?
There's a few,
We're
but I
pretending
think
that
that
they
makes
don't
sense
exist.
because they remastered the first 3 recently, so those
Yeah.
are on people's minds. And honestly, I didn't even realize there were sequels after number 3 anyway.
Yeah, me neither.
But it looks kind of cool. The graphics look very polished. I mean, they're cartoony, of course, but they look very polished. It looks fun. It's more of a platformer than other stuff. But
Is this a next gen or current gen?
current gen.
Oh, well,
It'll
there
be
you go.
out October 2nd on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Nice.
Man, getting
Sweet.
some Crash in there.
Yep.
When's it come to
Stuff.
PC?
Same day.
Oh, boom. And then last but not least with... actually, I guess there's 2 more video game news is here. 3 more. Holy cow, it's been a big... This whole episode's video games and Apple.
And bodies and bags.
Oh, and body...
Don't forget that. It's my
Suitcases.
story that I have.
we can
Bodies
do
in
my
a suitcase.
we can do my other story here real quick. Segway. Adios to the Segway PT, which was when you think of the word Segway, that's the one that they're not doing anymore.
Job.
Yeah, Job or Paul Blart Mall Cop, the little
It's-
personal transport device.
It's so iconic
Yeah, it really is. Well, here's the thing is,
in a bad way.
I remember the hype when that thing was coming out. What's his face that invented it was like, this will
Dean
revolution. Dean Kamen said, well, this will revolutionize transportation in cities. Cities will now be built around how this device works. Blah,
I
blah,
remember
blah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it came out when I was pretty young, and I remember watching like the
20 years ago.
the
Yep.
unveiling of it. And like,
Yeah.
oh, that's it. It looks cool, but that's it.
Yeah, 20 years ago. And guess how many they've sold in 20 years?
Ooh, 20.
Nope, more than 20.
20 million.
140,000.
That's
it?
Unless I read the article incorrectly.
Dude,
Wow.
remember the funny... I heard that they were going out of business, but I didn't put the pieces together because I wanted to buy one for a shoot with Richard Karn, better known as Al from Tool Time.
Al
I
Borland?
wanted
Love
him...
Al Borland.
Yeah, did you not see the video that I put out
Yeah.
with Al Borland?
I
He
did.
signed
What?
the bottom of my boosted board.
Yeah,
I didn't
Yeah.
know
He's,
this.
he's the
I got
guy
to
that you
direct him.
you pretend he's your dad.
Yeah. So anywho, I mean, he very well could be, but who knows?
You don't know that.
No, actually, I do know. But where was I going with this story? I don't remember. Oh, yeah. So I called up Segway because Segway actually had a store in Spanish Fork because I wanted to use a Segway in the shoot. And they're like, ooh, we actually can't. We're closing down. I'm like, oh, that's too bad. When are you guys opening? They're like, we're not. And I'm like, oh,
Closing
really?
down.
Yeah, I didn't put that together, Tony. Okay, hindsight's 50-50.
Oh,
So,
close it down for the day, huh? What time do you open tomorrow?
Then I asked, like, oh, so, like, are they going to be, like, cheaper? And they're like, no. I'm like, all right, well.
Yeah.
And then I didn't put it together that apparently it wasn't just that one location where that one person was doing a bad job. It was all of them.
All of them. 140,000 in 20 years.
Literally dozens of careers.
Well, Ninebot bought Segway years ago, and
Back
they
in
make
2015.
they make other things like scooters and bikes and stuff
Yes.
like that.
Segway actually has a very large market share of electric scooters and things like that with the different versions they have or whatever. According to, well, I guess Ninebot does, not Segway.
Yeah.
But they use Segway's tech. That was the one good thing this article had to say about the Segway was part of the problem that Ninebot has with them. They admit that the Segways are built too robustly, and
Oh man.
they said
Need
chances
them to
are,
break more.
yeah, if you bought one, you're not going to need to buy another one for like a decade or longer, and so there's no repeat customers.
I wonder if they're
Kevin,
like
did you make this too good?
fire selling them. I kind of want one now.
Oh my gosh! Do not waste your money on a Segway PT.
Hey, I will waste my
Come
money on what I want to
Jarron,
waste my money on.
you make such good money. I don't know why you don't have a golf cart. It bothers me. You live in a cul-de-sac. You're living the American dream. Why do you
I
not
don't
have a
have-
golf cart?
I don't have room to park a golf cart anywhere.
I've seen your garage. You have so much room.
No, it's a
Besides, golf
two-car
cart
garage.
Is what, like, takes a couple of matchstick boxes to cover
Where would I
up?
put it? On top of my car?
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. But guess that. Dude, if you get a golf cart, you could put some speakers on it. You could be that guy in the neighborhood. Roll
Nobody
up when
likes
somebody
that
new
guy.
comes in.
Maybe I should be
James.
that guy.
Tony,
James,
let
nobody
me
likes that
try
guy.
to trick him into this lifestyle.
I'm sorry. Carry
I'm
on.
listening,
Everyone likes
James.
everyone likes that
ruined
guy. Everyone likes the guy that has his jacked up golf cart with loud speakers.
Oh,
With spinner hubcaps.
Yeah.
Rolls up in full golf attire on a Tuesday. What you up to, Bob? Just going to work. I work from home. Neat.
Can't you tell? Let's see. Also dying, slow and painful, but now much quicker death is Microsoft's Mixer, their Twitch competitor.
Yeah,
that
they
means
courted Ninja, paid him a ton of money to switch from Twitch to Mixer.
They've released him too.
Yeah, rumor
He can
was
do
it was
whatever he
around $30 million.
So
And
did
this
he
was
get
what,
all that?
18 months ago? I guarantee he gets to keep that, because if he
Oh,
didn't,
yeah.
you know how much litigation he would throw at Microsoft for not paying him out.
A lot.
You bring
All
me
of it.
over, and wave this money in my face, and then close down and don't give me the money? No, they gave him the money.
Yeah.
And take me off my platform.
And so what's he probably going to do? Probably going to go back to Twitch, probably get
Right
all
back.
of his viewers back after a little while, and just basically sleep on giant piles of money.
Well, and when he left Twitch too, he lost like 10 million viewers too. Like there was not a small amount of people.
Right.
So going back makes a ton of sense for him.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll be bitter though and not
No,
and not follow him again?
no,
I doubt it, yeah.
I think they're going right back to him.
Yeah.
I liked Mixer. They gave away a lot of free games for like watching 2 seconds of a feed. That's the
Yeah.
only time I ever used it.
I remember that. Me too. Maybe we're part of the reason why it's dying.
Yeah, probably.
Their investments never paid off because we just took it and ran.
Speaking of a bunch of free games, do you think Epic is ever going to give the quality of free games out again like they just did?
Yeah, seems like probably every 2 months or so they give out a round of really high quality games.
Yeah,
Really?
I love Epic now.
Yeah, they won me back, man. As far as like launchers go, it goes for me. It's Steam, and then Epic and BattleNet are now on the same level.
Oh, Epic's way better than BattleNet. BattleNet has
Yeah.
like 12 games, and they
I
don't
hate
give you
BattleNet.
anything for free.
Whoa! I didn't know you were going to get so defensive. I
like-
see that this is a trigger for you, Tony.
No, I'm just saying.
I apologize. My hands are on my chest. They're not up here.
Activision-
They're not blaming.
I like
Activision Blizzard sits on their laurels with this kind of stuff, and
I hate
just,
BattleNet. Yeah.
just roll in the
better-
dough.
It's better than Origin and Uplay, and especially the Bethesda launcher, which is the worst
Ooh.
of them all.
That one is
Nope.
That's a dumpster fire.
Well,
Oh,
I
yeah,
haven't done
so bad.
Bethesda, but I only have
Stay
experience
away.
with the Xbox launcher, and
Even
that's
if you-
pretty bad.
Even if you
There-
can get a game cheaper on Bethesda launcher, don't do it. It's just bad. It makes me sign in every single time I launch a game.
And you
Try-
click the box that says save
Yeah.
credentials.
Yeah, that was my
and
question.
It never remembers it.
Drives me nuts.
Never remembers it.
I like GOG and Epic and Steam. If I could just have
Those
those
are-
three launchers, I'd be happy.
Yep, those are my 3 faves as well.
I need to get GOG. What does
So
GOG stand for again? God of
good
Games?
good old games.
I was way off.
Microsoft did say they're basically handing the reins over to Facebook for Mixer now. Is that what I read?
Yep.
Yeah.
It can't. I don't see how that's going to make it any better.
No, I mean
But-
nobody likes Facebook anyway.
No.
It's just a way to make it more racist, in my opinion.
Yeah. There
Well,
we go.
that's exactly what I want as my mom on there watching games with me. You know, it just
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I guess Facebook's trying to capture younger demographic with it, but it's not. I mean, in my opinion, all it's going to do is drive that younger demographic away further.
Yep.
There's only one thing I like about Facebook, and it pains me to say it, but it's Oculus.
Is it really? How often do you actually use it, Jarron?
When I'm not playing Control, that's pretty much the only other thing I've been playing lately.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, there you go.
I love the Oculus Quest. It's such a good piece of tech.
And then
Speaking of Oculus,
yeah, I was going to say we have a Facebook article right here.
yeah, so Facebook buys the Ready at Dawn studio. They're the ones that made the Order 1886, and after that they made a really good VR game called Lone Echo. I actually have that. I'm going to play it next. But yeah, they're Ready at Dawn is making Lone Echo 2, and Facebook is snatching up all the good VR devs so that they have a exclusive platform, which is kind of unfortunate for those who don't have a Oculus piece of equipment and they want to play their VR games. But yeah, so
Yeah, I didn't know about their VR games, but I fall pretty firmly in the camp of when it comes to the Order 1866. It was a pretty game, but it wasn't like super great. They got hyped up a ton before it came out, though. Sony was all about that, hyping that game up, and it was just kind of like,
Yeah, they also did a lot of God of War games on the previous generation. But I hear Lone Echo is a really, really good game for VR. So
Nice.
I'm going to try it out, and maybe I'll be excited for their sequel.
Is that what they're working on right now?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. The last bit of gaming news would be the records of Billy Mitchell are getting reinstated by Guinness Book of World Records.
Was he the
you
arcade
believe
cabinet
it?
guy?
That's interesting. I missed this one.
He was the guy,
King of Kong.
He was the one with the long hair and always wore a shirt and tie, and he was the biggest douche ever on that documentary. And apparently in real life he's a total douche. But
Yeah.
He has the biggest thumb I've ever seen in my whole life. It's
How do
as
you think
big as
he's so
James's
good?
big toe.
Whoa.
Oh my
I was
goodness.
gonna make the big toe joke. Darn it!
How dare you? How dare you, Jarron? Okay, bring my toe into this with his name.
It's so big.
Well, your
I hope
toe's
you-
always in it anyway
Shame.
because it's so big.
I was gonna say that.
I would put my leg up on the table, but I'm not wearing any pants right now,
Well,
and
the
I'm
table couldn't
afraid of
support
what's
it
gonna
because
fall
your
out.
toe is so big.
Does it feel good? Does it feel good to be you right now? Huh? How dare you with that literature behind you? I thought you were a learned man. but
Those are
apparently-
fake books.
Yeah, they're fake. They're cardboard boxes.
Are you being real with me right now?
This is
Yeah,
just
totally.
supposed to look cool.
Oh, so you've been lying to me on that too. I was so intimidated by the literature that's in your office, and it's cardboard. What other
Seriously,
lies
though,
have I given into in my life? Holy crap!
Go to this article, see the YouTube screenshot, and look at that thumb.
So
It's
big.
huge.
Huge. So he held records in what was it? Donkey Kong Country Junior, not Country, Donkey Kong Junior, Pac-Man, I think,
Yeah.
a couple other games, and he was also one of the first ones to hit 1 million points, or he was the first one to hit 1 million points on Donkey Kong. First one to see a Donkey Kong kill screen, but his records came into question when they found out that it was on emulated games and not on actual physical arcades, because apparently that was a rule at the time. I don't know if it still is, but records only count if they are played on regulation arcades, actual arcade boxes.
According
How
to
did they get-
Guinness,
yeah.
they have new evidence, newly sourced eyewitness testimony, and so Robbie Lakeman, the current Donkey Kong high score holder, he says, after reviewing Billy's gameplay and reproducing similar games myself, I can honestly say this is legitimate gameplay. I do not see a reason why Billy would need to even use MAME or save states to film both games with this style of play.
Well, there you go. Twin Galaxies still doesn't recognize his records, though. They took him off there and they haven't put him back yet. Who knows if they will or not.
Let the guy have his weird claim to fame. If it makes him happy, go for it.
I think he makes a hot sauce too.
That was a leap.
No, I think he does. I think
I didn't
that's
see
it.
that one coming.
Children in third world countries are starving. Democracy in America is burning. But let's fact check a Donkey Kong score. It's great. Great usage of time.
Billy Mitchell. Let me see. I'm gonna look it up. Not the Donkey Kong score.
Oh.
The hot sauce.
Speaking of which, I saw that you tried that Hot Ones, the last dab.
Oh yeah.
How? How?
I put 6 or 8 dabs on my food.
I have two questions. How did it feel going in?
Man.
And how did it feel coming out?
It was spicy. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it?
It was spicy.
It It made my dude. I tried Blair's Mega Death Sauce, the old hottest one, and it made my teeth hurt.
Wow. It burned right
hot.
through that enamel, huh?
Okay, that's on you for assuming that I have enamel. Okay, that's strike number 2.
These are porcelain veneers. No, it's definitely really hot. It's got good. It's got kind of a sweeter flavor, but as long as you pair it with food and not just try to eat it by itself, it's not like throw yourself off a building hot. It's definitely really hot though. But
Dang, it sounds hot.
That's a weird way of describing it.
it doesn't linger a terrible long time either, which is really nice. Not like Da Bomb. You ever have that one?
Yeah.
They always have it in slot number 8 on Hot Ones. It's always there every season, no matter what. And that's because it sucks. It is terrible hot sauce. It doesn't have any flavor. It's just like pure pepper oil extract.
Yeah, it doesn't taste good.
It's awful, and it lingers. It stays in your mouth for 10, 15 minutes. This stuff kind of starts cooling down after a couple minutes. But yeah, and then the next day you feel it. You feel it on the back end, but not a crazy amount, especially when you have a bidet.
That helps so
get a
much.
discount.
Oh,
man.
it helps
Want to get
so much. Gadget
Yeah.
Spot. Code Gadget Spot. Biobidet.
Instead of just wiping that spiciness all over in that area, it just
Cleans it
jets
right
it
off.
right down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like taking a wet nap, but a continuous wet nap.
Yes, just like that.
Right on your butt. Boop. Right in the middle. Just boop. Every time.
Oh, he doesn't have a hot sauce. Billy Mitchell has a restaurant. That's what it is. Okay. Anyway.
He's taking up more real estate in my life right now than I would like it to be.
Take that, James.
Oh, sick burn, Tony.
Sick.
burn.
Also, nope, that's the end of video game news.
Really?
Let's see. Yeah.
You don't want to talk about what video games you've been playing? Let me guess. Borderlands.
No, actually,
Destiny.
I'll go first. I've been playing pretty much all Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I saw you on the other night, but I didn't invite you in passive
Yeah, and
protest because you never play with me.
Well, your game said not joinable.
Wait, what? You would have
Yeah.
actually played with me the other night?
I was going to click on it and it said not joinable.
I want
James.
the listeners to know that there's been multiple times that Tony on this show has said, I'll play with you after this game. And you've never played with me. Not once. Not one time.
That's
that was
lies. I
was a
played
spot
once.
on.
Jarron was there.
Yep,
Jarron
I was there.
played
It was
too.
fun. Yeah.
That one time, like 9 months ago, okay? I
It
could have
was
had a
like-
baby between now and then.
2 months ago. 2 months ago. I beat Control.
How was
Oh,
it?
nice.
Is it worth playing?
I've rated this game many times, but here's my final
Final rating.
that will stand forever. 10 out of 10. I seriously cannot think
Wow.
of a single thing I dislike about that game. I was as I was falling asleep the other night, I thought to myself, is there anything about that game I dislike? And I could not think of a single thing. I love that game.
Did you get the expansion passes?
I did. I'm working on the Foundation right now.
Nice.
When I'm done with that, I'm going to play Alan Wake, and then I'm going to play the last expansion once that comes out.
Alan Wake's really weird. It's really interesting from like a storytelling perspective and stuff like that.
I
think you'll like it.
I am so behind Remedy's storytelling style. It's so cool and Control.
Yeah, I think you'll like Alan Wake too.
Are you gonna pick up? Did you ever play Last of Us?
Oh, see, okay, I actually have that one.
I was talking to Jarron.
Oh,
I
Jarron's
played-
not going to play it.
I played the
never mind.
first
Sorry,
one.
Tony. What's up?
I beat it. It was hard. Not because the game was hard, but just getting the motivation to keep playing that game was hard.
It's too
because
scary.
It was too scary. Like, I remember there's a scene where you're going in the subway or under a bridge or something. It was dark. There were zombies everywhere. Couldn't see a thing, and I wanted to cry, but my wife was there, so I had to act like I was tough.
Meat.
It was hard.
Oil. Cars.
What?
That's what you do when you got to act like a man.
Just
That's
repeat
good.
the words over and over again. Meat, oil, cars.
I got to take some notes.
Barbara
Here.
Streisand.
No.
Nipple.
So I actually purchased The Last of Us 2, and I bought it from Target. I had a gift card, and I mistakenly sent it to my mom's house because I had an old address in there from when we lived there for a month between selling our old house and buying our new house. And so now it's sitting there at her house, not being played.
That's a
So
great
painful.
one.
Why don't you
Yeah,
just
right
go
now. I'm going to go get it tomorrow because I'm really looking forward to playing that one.
Because you're going to
Those
play Modern
graphics
Warfare with
are
us after?
insane.
What?
Nothing.
Yeah, the graphics look crazy.
Yeah,
I can't wait. But yeah, what have you been playing, Landon?
Modern Warfare all the time.
Yeah.
I'm James's enabler.
Did you do the season pass?
Yes. Oh yeah, and I paid for the more money pass too because.
So it bumps you to the level 21 to begin with?
Yep.
You played a ton. Why don't you just not buy that and still get to 100 anyway?
That's what
I
I
couldn't
asked
help
him.
myself. I had to. I want all the stuff right now.
Activision
I
loves
can't
you.
Work.
They're like, oh, this guy, we got this guy by the short hairs. He plays a ton and he buys the extra buffs anyway, even though he
Right.
plays a ton.
He plays 200 hours and he just wants to let Activision know he likes it. So gives him more money.
I hate Activision so much.
You know that indie game studio, Activision?
Yeah, the small studio. What level are you already on your battle pass then?
38, I think, somewhere in there.
So you would be around 18 or 20
Yeah.
if you didn't start at 20.
Yeah,
I got that
I just
probably
want
a
all the
little
stuff right now. You know what I'm saying? I can't
Well,
wait.
I might have played a little more than you so far this season then, because I'm 26,
That's weird.
and I
We have-
didn't
wow.
pay for the free 20, or I mean the automatic 20.
But also, I would venture to say that you might have a wee bit more free time than we do.
I don't know.
That's the end of
maybe.
the story.
It's
Yep.
because you don't have kids, Tony.
Oh, right.
I just realized after I said that it could come off as mean, and I didn't want to say that, so I tried
He
to
stopped
retract it.
in the middle.
Totally
Yeah.
worked.
And
Totally
then Jarron
worked.
threw me under the bus.
So you just been playing Modern Warfare 2 then as well, James?
Yeah, Modern Warfare and Grand Theft Auto. It's funny because like when I first started playing Grand Theft Auto back in 2013, the online was pretty freaking shallow.
Yeah. They've
And
added a
now-
buttload to it.
Online is nuts, and it's to the point where I don't know. I know you just got to commit to one thing, whether it's a motorcycle club or being a CEO of a corrupt
There's too
company.
much, though. There's too much.
There's so
It's-
much and so much.
It's
upkeep.
overwhelming. The last time I tried to play it, I was just like, and I had decision paralysis. I had to stop playing.
Yeah, I have a coworker that plays with me, and so that kind of keeps me in it as well. Like we kind of chit chat and kind of talk about like, okay, so like, what are we doing? And then we do heists together because before that was kind of like something that bothered me because I didn't really have anybody that plays it.
Sure.
Yeah, so ever since we started playing together, I mean, I need other people apparently to do anything in my life for validation. I think that there's like some kind of psychosis there, or maybe I'm just self-hating, but I don't know.
You think?
Anyway, so mainly just those two games. I didn't hear what you said.
I was thinking
I don't have time to pick up anything else. I was gonna
that's-
play like a different game, but yeah, Modern Warfare has just sucked me and Landon's life away.
Every moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a super fun game. Hopefully next week I'll have kind of a not a review, but I'll have like first impressions of Last of Us 2. I'll let you know how that's going. Well, cool. A lot of Modern Warfare going on. That's not a bad thing.
Speaking of Last of Us Part 2, I won't spoil anything, but I accidentally read an article that had spoilers in it for Last of Us 2. And I read like big things, so I'm like, might as well just ruin the whole thing. I did. It's a really good story. You have a lot to look forward to.
Cool.
Thanks,
Great.
James.
Let's see. We should talk about the Apple Keynote because that was big news.
Let's talk about the Senate Republican thing first.
All right.
It's important. I feel like it's an important thing to talk about.
Brace yourself for boring, preachy stuff that is
No,
important.
I think this is great.
important
Jaron,
in
No,
your
this is
life.
awesome. I am here for you.
Hey, I didn't say it wasn't important. I just said
I
it
am
was
here
boring.
for this.
I feel like it's
So
just happening to me.
Senate Republicans are introducing a bill to end the use of warrant-proof encrypted technology. And if that were to pass, that means all encryption is dead. No more encryption for anything
So
on the
bad.
web.
Oh, that's not good.
Not
It's
good at
horrible.
all.
Yeah. So warrant-proof encrypted technology. I mean, that's what we have now. It means if a cop comes to a company with a warrant, say we need access to this, the company can't give over the information because the information is encrypted, right?
Well, and with,
That's happened quite a bit with Apple, right? Recently?
And if
That's their phones, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
if the police have a key, well, guess what? That key's going to get out, and it's no longer encrypted.
right. Because
Yeah, you can't. Go ahead.
if the companies can unlock the data and unencrypt the data, there has to be a backdoor key. And if there's a backdoor key, essentially the hackers have it,
Yeah.
or they will have it at some point. So it's no longer strong encryption. If the companies or anybody else can unlock it, besides the person who's meant to, it's no longer strong.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. As soon as you put a backdoor key in there, it's game over.
It's game over.
It's the most uneducated, stupid thing ever. Ugh, it bothers me. And then they're also saying that it'll provide law enforcement the tools needed to protect the public from everyday violent crime and threats to our national security, which
That's
isn't
just marketing
which
ploy
isn't
right
a very
That's way too authoritarian.
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 Well, I-
Thank you, James.
It's a big
all
brother.
these protests against violent police. I mean, and here's Senate Republicans saying we need the police to have better tools to.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's just that's stupid too.
it's real bad.
Bad look. It's terrible.
white collar policing.
yeah.
Indeed,
Ew.
indeed. Yeah. So if you ever see that come up on your ballot, vote against that. We don't want any of
Yeah.
that going on.
Oh,
Okay, now
you
we'll talk
guys
about
act
Apple.
like we actually have a choice. Get out of here. I'm just kidding.
James,
Go out and vote.
don't ruin this,
Get out and
James.
vote. Okay. Get out.
So Apple had their big keynote. I watched about 2/3, maybe 3/4 of it. I turned it off after the Mac OS stuff started because I don't care about that.
The Mac OS stuff was the
Oh, it
most
was the best
interesting
part.
part.
Boo.
No, seriously.
No, don't
They're
care.
Don't ruin this, Tony.
They're doing the ARM transition. We've been talking about this for years,
It's
and they're doing
definitely
it.
it's happening faster than I thought it would.
And
I
the way
thought it
they're
was gonna
doing
be
it,
3 years from now. It's next
Yeah.
year.
this year, the first device with ARM technology will be out this year.
Oh, I thought it was 2021.
No,
No, Apple Silicon this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
They haven't announced what the device is yet, but they committed to this year. And it's super interesting because they say the transition from Intel to ARM, well, they call it Apple Silicon, but it's basically ARM. It will take 2 years, so they'll continue to release Intel products over the next 2 years. I bet Intel's all pissy about it because they have to support Apple, even though they know they're being dumped.
Yeah, that would make me mad.
Yeah,
Yeah, seriously.
It's a
But
healthy
it's-
relationship.
It's super interesting how they're doing it. Similar to the PowerPC to Intel transition, they are maintaining full backwards compatibility with pretty much everything as they transition to ARM, and they're claiming pretty much no performance penalty. They do say native apps will run better.
I'll believe
But
that when I see it.
The thing that really struck me during the keynote was they played Shadow of the Tomb Raider using their Rosetta 2 technology, which means when you install an app, when it installs, it will translate the x86 code to ARM upon installation. So pretty much developers have to do nothing unless they want to update it for native compiling anyway. So anyway, they ran Shadow of the Tomb Raider on A13Z, the same chip that's in their
12.
current A12Z, the same chip that's in their current iPad Pros, and I'm sure it's overclocked compared to what's in the iPad Pro because there's more thermal headroom in there. But they were able to run Shadow of the Tomb Raider on that chip that was compiled for x86 at reasonable frame rate. It just blew my mind.
It was low resolution with lowered effects, though.
It was 1080p, which isn't bad. I mean, that's what Xbox One, I don't even think runs Shadow of the Tomb Raider at 1080p. And of course, yeah, they're not running full tilt graphics, but just the fact that it could pull that off, it was super impressive.
I can play Tomb Raider on my NVIDIA Shield.
You can make anything sound bad with that tone of voice, Tony. You need
Well,
to
of
have
course you
an
could. The
attitude
impressive thing
it was
was
impressive.
it was built for x86, but they're running it on ARM hardware.
All right.
Without
fine. I'll give you that.
okay, thank you.
Fine. Meh.
And so it's no longer Mac OS 10. It is Mac OS 11. They bumped it up a number. Yep.
So are they going to use the number 11 or is it going to be XI?
Good question.
Have they done anything with Roman numerals?
Yeah.
Well,
the past?
Mac
Mac
OS
10 has been an X forever.
Yeah.
They say Mac OS X.
I knew
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
In
so
addition
you
to
did.
that, they
Yeah.
redid the entire UI of Mac OS.
That was when I turned it off.
I
That's
like
what they
UI.
started with. They started with the UI stuff, and I was like, I'm out.
I love UI redesign, so this is up my alley. It's kind of a blend of iOS and Mac OS, leaning heavily more towards iOS. My concern is there's a lot of UI objects that seem touch friendly, not really built for a mouse, and so it makes me wonder: are they going to add touchscreen support to this, or which I kind of doubt, or are they just
No,
going
I
to
think
leave?
they will. I think they will add touchscreen support because the Mac OS 11 will on ARM will run iPhone and iPad apps natively, so you would need probably a touchscreen.
Here's what my hope is, because here's my dream. I want to replace my laptop with an iPad, so I'm hoping that Mac OS 11 is coming to the iPad, and that's why the touch
No
controls
way.
are there. That's what I'm hoping for. I think it's a pipe dream,
Yeah,
but that's my
okay.
hope.
Give it 4
I'm
years. I think
glad-
it'll happen.
I'm glad
Maybe
you're
less,
realistic
3
about
years.
it. I think they're going to keep Mac OS separate than iPad OS. If they wouldn't have branched off iPad OS from iOS a few years ago, if they intended on, just converging Mac OS and
Oh, see,
and
I think they're blending in iPad OS and Mac OS into a single OS is my guess, and that's what I'm seeing coming. But
I think I agree with Landon on that one.
It would
I think,
be cool.
I think the iPad OS stuff is basically their first steps into getting things ready to merge with Mac OS.
It's a
Yep.
temporary solution to a bigger problem.
Yeah, transition OS.
they
TOS.
They redid.
Yes.
Well, not redid. There's an upgraded version of Safari. There's a lot more widgets in Mac OS now than there was before. Those are the big changes there. iOS. This is what Tony's excited about.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the Androidification of the iPhone.
Took you long enough, Apple. But I'm happy
Well-
you're doing it.
Speaking of which, Tony or Landon actually has it on his phone.
yeah, I
you?
installed the beta today.
How stable is it?
It's. I mean, I've had it installed for 3 hours, so it's been great for 3 hours. So we'll see. With that being said, I usually don't jump in until like beta 5 or 6. But this one, I read a ton of stuff online where I was like, yeah, it's super stable. You should do it. So I have no reason to have a phone this summer, so I jumped
Good
in.
luck to you, sir.
Yeah,
thank you.
I got on the beta bandwagon the last time I had Apple, which was with the iPhone 6 Plus, and man, that was painful using
Never
the
again
betas.
for me. Yeah, it was bad.
That was it.
It's definitely living life on the edge. You know, you got to be prepared for the hard times to come, because there are hard times.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun.
But seriously though, they copied a lot from Android, which is fine because Android copies a lot from iOS.
They all copy a lot from each other all the time. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just how it is.
Use what works, right?
Yep.
Good features are
that's-
good features, yo.
Exactly.
Left
That's
foot,
how
right
it goes. That's how it goes when it's this late in the maturity of these OSs. So you can put widgets on the home screen in
Yes.
however.
So good.
Almost
And it-
in almost any, you cannot put
Almost.
them in the middle. They have to be on the left side or the right side.
Well, if it's the small widget, you can't put it in the middle. If it's
Right.
the big widget, it'll take up the whole screen.
right.
And yeah, so like Tony said, the layout still flows from the top left to the bottom right. So it's not like you can place an icon in the bottom right when there's nothing else around it.
I still don't know why they won't let you do that. It's weird to me.
Yeah,
It's like
Yeah.
it's like one of the UI designers at Apple that has enough clout, also has severe OCD, and just will not allow that to happen in his UI.
Is Steve Jobs still alive?
Well, and you can
No.
keep it to the grid, too, and let it just go wherever you want it, right? I mean, you're right, Tony. That's dumb.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
you can have widgets take over a whole home screen though. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Did you see the? I was watching the MKBHD video when he was showing it off on his iPhone, and I think it was on the MKBHD video. You can stack widgets on top of each other.
Good.
And you
This
can-
feature is really cool.
You
I
can
like it.
scroll through widgets on top of each other in that window. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, widget
Yeah.
stacks are amazing. They really
And-
are a game changer.
it will use what they call AI, machine learning, to surface the widgets it thinks you need throughout the day, which I think is a cool feature because what I didn't like about widgets was it took so much screen real estate and it really didn't display as much information as I would like. But if this feature is actually smart, I think it would be a good compromise there.
Yeah, and as a heavy iOS user, the suggestions and Siri, intelligent stuff is getting much better all the time. There's another widget that I really like. It's Siri suggestion apps. So it just takes the middle part of your screen and is like, here's the apps you're most likely to use, and it's great. I'm loving it so far. I've hidden. The new OS gives you the ability to literally you can hide every single app away. Just get rid of it, right, and put it all into the new app library. And then that way I only have the Siri suggestions widget. So it's smart about it.
Interesting, yeah.
Well,
it's really cool.
They started giving you the ability to delete native apps a couple years back. So if you really don't need them, you can most likely delete them.
You could delete some of them, but you couldn't delete all of them. Now you actually have the ability to more or less quote unquote delete all of them. So you can actually have an empty home screen if you want.
And the cool thing is I don't know if you guys are like me, but like I use maybe the first 1 or 2 pages, and then the rest I basically just kind of like hide in like the subsequent pages, just unorganized and stuff.
Get rid of those.
The thing that I like is you can hide them, and then you just pull down the middle of your screen and just type in what you want. So like Chick-fil-A app or Best Buy or whatever, and then so it's hidden, but it's still on your phone, so you don't have to go in and completely re-download it every time. I just think that's so cool.
And similar to Android, there's an app drawer.
Yeah, that was the one that a lot of people are making fun of online. Ooh, look at Apple. Finally got an app drawer. And it's like, yeah.
So explain to me what the difference is between an app drawer and a bin.
A bin?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's the
Like
same
a
thing.
folder?
Oh, well, a folder, you choose what's going in there. The app drawer is all the apps. It's just the app library. So, like, for instance, Android, on most Android phones, you have to specify what app icons you want on your screen, whereas with Apple, every app you download, the icon goes on the screen automatically.
Yes.
And so in Android, you specify, I want these 10 apps on my home screen and nothing else. But you have 100 apps downloaded. So all of the apps live in the app drawer, and you have 10 apps on the home screen.
Oh, cool.
And so it's the same thing with Apple's version here now, but Apple threw in another, you know what they like to do. If they copy something and like to put their own twist on it, you have app categories, which is uses whatever their AI or learning algorithm or whatever is to put all the apps that are similar to each other in their own folders within the app drawer, or you can just have it be alphabetical.
I'm really happy they kept the Today view, which is the previous widget view, where they just have widgets scrolling up and down. I happen to like that. And some other features they introduced, they have picture-in-picture for video now.
That was
So
cool.
excited.
Picture-in-picture
for that
looks
one.
really neat.
Yeah. They have a new Translate app, which is basically Google Translate.
Yeah.
My two favorite features by far are you can now set default browser
mine.
and email apps. So happy for this. I wish they would have extended that to navigation as well.
And
That would-
AI. That'd be
AI.
nice. AI assistant. Yeah, so I could just use Google because Siri sucks.
Yeah, says you.
Siri's so bad.
Hey.
It's terrible. Siri's terrible.
I'm an Apple user. I love Apple.
I would like
Siri's
to weigh
not
in.
the greatest.
I would
I
like to weigh
have-
in on this.
I have every single voice assistant in my home, and none of them are fantastic. I'll just
James,
tell you that.
James, what's your opinion, James?
Oh, I don't care.
See, he's with us. He does not like it.
I think Alexa would be the
However-
best if Alexa wasn't so tied to specific speech. It's really annoying. You have to memorize specific phrases for Alexa to work. That's what I don't like about Alexa. If it weren't for that, I think Alexa would be the best.
However, I think I brought this up before, and I know I've ranted about it while playing Warzone because we're talking about video games again. If one of these smart AIs, if they just integrated it into like Warzone as like either a perk or just something else in the whole system, I think it'd be rad. Like you're running around and you're like, okay, hey Siri, like show me the nearest vehicle, and she's like, bloop, bloop.
James, you look really
It's because
crazy right now.
My Siri
his
just turned.
iPad turned on when he said, "Hey Siri."
Or like, hey
Hey,
Alexa,
look,
like
I said it and nothing happened. Nothing. You are the worst, Siri.
Hey
Maybe
Siri.
have you thought about you
Yeah,
mumble
mine
when you
worked.
talk? Maybe, just maybe, Tony. Maybe you mumble.
Did
a
it
little
sound
bit when
like
you
I mumbled? Hey Siri.
I don't know what you're.
Still nothing. Oh, it finally came up.
Oh, there you go. It worked.
You're useless.
talk. I feel
You're
like
so
I've just gotten
useless.
used to like how you talk just in general. So.
Anyway, second feature that
Whatever, James.
is my favorite out of all of them, which is also coming to the Apple TV, is Apple now supports the VP9 codec, so you get 4K
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yes.
So good. So good.
Yeah.
I don't know why it took so long for them to support VP9 codec because it's
Because
open
it was
source.
a Google thing. They don't want to support Google.
It's Google, but it's open source. It's free. But and it's a great codec. It does a great job of compression without losing a lot of quality. So I'm very excited for that as well because I want some tasty YouTube 4K videos for when I watch my digital Foundry on my big TV.
Yeah.
You know.
iPad OS didn't get as big of an update. They have similar widgets, but you
Yeah.
cannot put them between the icons on iPad OS.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's lame.
Yeah.
Eh.
It is a bigger screen, though, so you can have the widgets and the icons on the same screen when it's in
Yeah.
landscape view, not in portrait view, though. So it's not as big of a problem, but their big addition is something called Scribble. It's kind of what like the Newton did back in the 90s. With an
Yeah.
Apple Pencil, you
Let's
can
go
write
back
in
to
any,
that well.
with an Apple Pencil, you can write in any text field, just your normal handwriting. It'll turn it into text. And from early impressions that I've heard, it works really well.
It looks
So.
pretty cool. Watching that demo actually made me think maybe I kind of want an Apple Pencil. But then after a while, I realized I wouldn't use it still.
Yeah, that's on
Yeah.
tomorrow's to-do list for me is installing the iPad OS.
Man, this guy is living on the edge.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be running Big Sur here the day after. So
Oh, you don't like it
I
when your
jumped
stuff
in.
works, huh?
well, Big Sur is
Oh,
easy
there.
because I can partition, right? I can have one
Yeah,
partition that
good.
to do work and then one partition to play on.
Dual boot. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm excited for that day, Landon. It's the end of that sentence.
I think it's fun. I think the betas are fun. They're fun to run. It's fun to find the bugs. It's fun to collaborate with other people and be like, oh, did you know this? Did you know that? It's just I have a good time with it. Okay, guys.
I agree with you to an extent. I used to have so much fun with that sort of thing. Watch what.
I
Sorry, go
agree. I agree until it doesn't work. Then it's like, crap, why did I do this? I need this to work right now.
That's fair. I can't argue with that. You're right, but you got to
Okay.
live life on the edge. Life is short. You only live once. There's only one beta a year. 3 months, I can handle it.
A
Yeah,
fourth
that's-
of the year, 25%.
That's what I say whenever a new
That's a bad way to look at it. I don't.
That's
like
what I
that.
say whenever a new graphics card comes out. You only live once. Might as well live on the edge. It's expensive, but I want
Every
it.
3 years.
Yeah.
WatchOS 7 was also announced. This one didn't give too much of an update. They took away Force Touch, so it's going to be interesting to see how they get around that.
It's called long press.
Long breasts.
That's all you got to do.
No. They're not even doing that.
What?
Yeah, they're obscuring everything to menus. I
wow.
don't really know what
Okay.
that means yet. Haven't really seen a demo of it. You can now share watch faces, so you can't really customize. You can't get like custom watch faces still, but you can share the color of the watch face or the complications you put on there.
Right.
And they also added sleep tracking.
And
Yeah, but-
hand washing tracking.
Oh,
Have
hand
you-
washing tracking. Yes, don't
Let's
forget
not
about
forget that one.
The little
Big
bubble
deal.
numbers that pop as you count down your time.
Have you ever actually tried to sleep with your watch on? Holy moly!
I hate
I
it.
don't like it.
I can't. I cannot do it. Well, here's the
Yeah.
thing that boggles my mind a little bit is Apple puts sleep tracking on their Apple Watch, but you have to charge it every night. So when do you charge it? If
You got to fit it underneath
When you shower.
When you shower.
and then
it charges in less than 10 minutes.
Well,
You
it takes
take
me
less
30
than
minutes to
10
get
minute
ready.
showers?
shower, get ready, do your
Yeah,
hair.
right.
Oh, okay. How long does it take to charge?
About 30
Like
minutes,
30
30
minutes.
to 40.
Oh
30,
wow,
45
that's pretty
minutes.
fast. Okay, all right.
Because I get about 2 days on my Apple Watch 4 on average. So if you do it once a day for 30 minutes, you're good.
Do you have the big boy version or the little boy version?
Big boy version.
Lucky you. My wrists are too feminine to support the big boy watch.
See, I was
What are you
gonna
talking
say
about?
I was gonna say dainty, but Jarron made it even worse with feminine.
Yeah, and the little one looks
I call
funny
it- I
'cause my
call it
wrists
like
are
it
so
is.
manly. So
Jarron, I bet I have thinner wrists than you do, bud.
No,
And
no, not possible.
Ooh, let's have a bet. I think we should have
I
a bet.
bet. I bet your big toe is thicker than my wrist.
Okay, again, why did you bring him into this?
That's okay. Your claim to fame there, Jarron, against James is you've never worn a woman's watch, thinking it was a man's watch. So
Shut up, Tony!
like James
I
has.
forgot about that. Good stuff.
Dude, I don't think Jarron brings that up anymore. He makes fun of me over my watch choices more than any 9 people in my life.
It's true.
Hey, ever since that day, I've vowed to
guys.
be nicer to you.
It's James.
So-
James. Hey guys, look at this cool new watch band I got, Jarron. It looks like you got it in a box of Cracker Jacks.
That looks cheap, dude.
I have felt bad
What
ever
is that,
since.
faux
Okay.
wood? Are you poor? You can tell me if you're poor. It's like a cop. You got to tell me if you're poor, dude.
I didn't say that.
I don't want to hang out with you if you.
It was implied.
Really quick. Let me whip out my Excel spreadsheet. What tax bracket are you in?
Yeah, jeez. Overall, I liked the keynote a whole lot better than the previous keynotes because it wasn't in front of a loving audience, and
I like to call them the fake live audience.
yeah, it was a lot tighter, gave a lot more information more quickly. I thought
Yep.
it was a good keynote.
It was really good.
Overall,
Yeah.
I'm not super excited about these updates, except for Mac OS. I like UI overhauls. Excited about that. I'm also excited about 4K YouTube, but yeah, that was my opinion of it.
I'm really excited about the iOS stuff in general, and then the 4K YouTube. Those are my two excites.
And changing your default email app. Super excited about that as well.
Yeah.
What's your go-to email, Jarron?
I change on the regular.
Is it right? Is it Outlook right now?
I have to use Outlook for work. It sucks though. I hate it.
It's
but right
fine.
Now, shut up. Shut your mouth. I'm using Gmail for personal use right now. Yeah.
Tony just hit on something right there with you, didn't he?
He has this deep-seated disdain for the Outlook app for some reason.
Because it's so freaking slow. It takes me 15 seconds just to open up an email. Because
would you want to work?
I don't think that's your email app, dude. I think that might be your Exchange server because mine
Yeah.
is so fast. I don't have any problems with the Outlook app at all.
So our company forces us to authenticate every single time we open. So it has to do the Face ID thing.
I don't know why it takes 15
That's
seconds.
so painful.
I just got into it right now in under 5 and got into an email in under that 5 seconds.
Brand new emails that come in.
Yeah, it
for
hadn't been looked at yet.
Because
Yeah.
for some reason, it doesn't do the background refresh too well. And so it takes, 20, 30 minutes for an email to actually download in the background. So if it's brand new and I'm opening it up, trying to look at the
Okay.
email, it takes 15, 20 seconds.
Something's wrong with your setup then, because I get my emails on my phone before I get them on my computer every time. I get an
too.
alert on my watch before it hits my inbox
Yeah.
on my
But can
on
you
my
actually
laptop.
open up the app and look at it
Yeah.
in a quick amount of time?
Yeah,
As it comes in?
it's fine. Works fine.
I'm going to say your email admin, wherever you work, I don't think it's
No,
quite
we work
set
at the
right.
same place. and
Yeah.
it works
Really?
fine for me.
Never mind. I take
Yeah.
that all right back.
Oh,
I'm just I was gonna go say, I'll go talk to that email admin I sit next to at work and be like, dude, what's up with this? But if it's just sounds like it's just Jarron's problem. Sorry, dude.
Hey, you should
Womp,
check your
womp,
internet
womp,
speed.
womp.
Is it your
I was trying to
internet
help,
speed?
but
It might be his
Yeah,
internet
it's all
speed.
right. I
pretty
think
slow.
I angered the help desk gods too many times.
that could be.
Flew too close to the sun.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Is there anything else? Okay, we'll end on James's article and James's Gameses.
A body was found in a bag on the
end.
beach in Seattle using an app.
Using an app?
Yeah, I don't
The-
want to
the
talk about
bo-
this anymore.
wait.
It's at the end of it. Let's go
The
into my
body?
James's
The-
Gameses.
I need to know.
This
I
sounds
need
like
to
the
know.
beginning of a Veronica Mars episode.
It really does.
I've actually never seen Veronica Mars.
Oh,
Let's
Oh
not
my
end on a
goodness.
bummer note. Let's go to James's Gameses. What year are we on? 94? I'm doing 2 years this week.
They called
Boy,
the
boy.
police after a horrible smell wafted from the luggage once opened.
So it's
my
two
gosh.
teenagers that were on TikTok using some app that you're supposed to enter in. It gives you like random coordinates and you're supposed to enter in your hopes and dreams of what you're going to find and like stuff along the way. I don't remember what the name of the app is. Anywho, so they follow the app and lo and behold, they find a suitcase. And they're like, sweet, it's money. Let's TikTok this whole thing.
This
Let's
is not a
rip-rock
very
this
big
TikTok.
suitcase either.
No.
What?
So
Really?
this
No.
body was in pieces.
Oh,
Kind of goes
jeez.
without saying, if you're in a suitcase, you're not doing too hot, Tony. So,
Not at all. Jesus
anywho, long
Christ.
story short, they open it up, and thankfully they didn't open the bags.
Yeah.
and I found this story around lunchtime, so it was extra bad. And
Holy crap, that would totally scar me forever.
So the moral of the story is don't go outside, folks.
The moral
Stay
of the
away
story
from
is this
bags.
Just stay away from outside.
And don't poke them with a stick like this girl's doing.
Yeah, thankfully they didn't open the bag. They called the cops. Cops came. Turns out body parts. More than one bag, too. Yeah, that's a fun thing for you to remember today. So let's go into James's Games.
What about this Google thing really quick?
What about it?
Okay, fine. We don't have to.
No.
It's just Google taking away. It's just Google taking away more features. Don't worry about it.
Which feature?
As they're phasing out Google Music to YouTube Music,
right?
If you have a Google Home speaker, you have to pay to access the music you own to play on the Google Home speaker.
Pay what?
For YouTube Music.
To access the music that you uploaded yourself?
Yes.
Oh, that's messed up.
Why not just use like Spotify or something?
Yeah, seriously, I would just at that point
That's what I do.
Leave.
I'm a Google Home guy, and I use Spotify.
Can you upload personal tracks to Spotify?
Oh no,
I don't think you can.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
I just use Spotify.
In this instance, you cannot play your personal tracks on your Google Home speaker that you bought yourself, unless you pay YouTube Music to play your personally owned tracks on the speaker you paid for.
Yeah, Apple, you can do that for free.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That seems really strange.
They're taking away features. It's infuriating. This is what Google always does, and this is why you should never pay for Stadia.
Agreed.
And
100%.
I made that mistake one time, Jarron.
You canceled the order before it shipped, just like I did. You did a good job.
You guys didn't tell me where to cancel it, so I had to stumble through that process.
See, we were really hoping that you wouldn't be able to find it and you'd be able to review it for us.
Nope, I Helen Kellered my way right out of it, man. I had to just feel out that website, and I found it, and I got out of it.
Nailed it. All right.
Yep.
1994. Is that what year we're in James's Games?
Are we?
This year?
94. We're gonna do 94 and 95 because 94 I only have 3 games.
That's never stopped you from doing.
That was a year of rebuilding in my life. Here we go. 94. No particular order. Tony, will you give me a rundown on what James's Games is?
They're games that James plays from the years that he grew up, and we go in order.
I think the title is pretty self-explanatory.
Yep,
nailed it.
It's James's Games. Okay, so 94, starting out strong. We got Doom 2.
Oh yeah, great game.
Comments on that one? Reading the room. Okay.
Love
Here we go. Going into
it.
Warcraft, the first Warcraft.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Pass
game.
One of my first friends that I made after the divorce was a guy
One
who
of
had a
the
computer.
orcs. Oh,
no, I made human friends.
How old was he? 40?
My age. His name was Brian Williams, the same name as the newscaster.
Game number 3.
Game number 3, Power Rangers on Game Boy.
Was that a stretch to get there, James, for that game?
Game Boy, just Game Boy, or Game Boy Color? Or?
That was on Game Boy.
Okay. I don't even know what to say.
All right. Round out that list at 3 of them. Couldn't just stop at 2. I got to stretch for the 3rd.
I need that
Game
Power
Boy.
Rangers on Game Boy.
You put on Game Boy.
Cool. All right.
Yep.
Well, there's James.
Going into 95.
We're not done.
First game from 95, Command & Conquer, number 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Then going into Warcraft 2, because this was when they used to put games out yearly, unlike Grand Theft Auto.
Meh.
Okay. Then Star Wars Dark Forces on PC, baby.
RTS is so good.
First time you saw Jeremy Renner, or whatever his name is. Kyle Rayner. No, what's his name? Guy from Dark Forces?
Kyle Katarn?
Kyle Katarn, yeah.
Felt that
Jeremy Renner?
That wasn't even close.
That was close, and you know it. Then Donkey Kong Land on Game Boy.
Game Boy.
And then, last but not least, on the Vizio computer.
That's
Vega.
not what?
Vizio. Yeah, no. Hold on.
We decided that wasn't a thing.
Sony.
Vio?
Vio.
There we go.
Okay.
Nailed it.
We're all figuring this out at the same time, guys. Okay,
This is why we have show notes.
Vizio computer. Vio computer was there's my spot. Do you guys remember Space Cadet Pinball?
Yeah,
No.
for sure.
Yeah, that was the year that it came out. 95.
Very nice.
Wasn't that with Windows 95?
Yeah, that wasn't a Sony Vio thing. That was just Windows.
Oh, I thought it was special.
No.
That's my games. That was all my games. 95.
So,
Oh boy.
okay.
Well, that's a good couple years of games right there.
Good job, James.
Just make
Thank
sure you
you.
pick up Power Rangers on Game Boy.
6 out of 10.
That is not how I sound, and you know it. I sound so much better than that, and you know it. You're just trying to put me down, but ain't nobody putting baby in a corner. You know what I mean? So again, if you want to check out our hijinks from the show, make sure you go to www.youtube, like what we were just barely talking about, and search Gadget Spot. You'll be able to see us and our beautiful faces.
Do
Yep.
you need the www in front of YouTube?
Nah, you
Don't
can
think
just do youtube.com.
You're
Okay, first
confusing
off,
the
you're not better
audience.
than me.
All right. We're done. Landon, since you're sitting in for Owen, you're going to have to finish off this awesome
boy, put me on the spot,
awesomeness.
aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah, thanks everyone. This has been a great time. I've enjoyed being here. Big week for the Apple stuff, which is my favorite.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. We're glad you could pinch hit.
Is this
Yeah.
what it sounds like when somebody who is full of life finishes the show? You didn't give him the finishing line. It's "We hope you care."
Oh, we hope you care.
There it is.
I don't think he's ever listened to a full episode before.
Is this true,
No,
Landon?
I tell him to listen to the first 3/4 of every episode because the last is me ranting about the games. And
I've
it's
listened to whole
sad.
episodes before.
He
Why
looks
you looking
around
shifty?
suspiciously.